Well, the sun's finally starting to go down out here, and it's going to cool down. Bands are probably going to open up a little bit better on 20 meters. I'm hearing stuff all over the world. I've only been able to talk to one person today, but hopefully that's going to change tonight. I'm out here camped. Got the Jeep out here, and I thought I'd walk you kind of through the setup. We talked about that buddy pole antenna. I had that set up all day, and then I pulled it down, and I set up an MCOM3 sloper, about 30 foot in a black walnut tree over here. I didn't film that. I'll film that on another day, and it's coming down an angle here with the radio underneath it to the radio, and it's working really, really well. I'm running about 1.9 SWR at the moment on 20 meters with my antenna tuner in my ICOM 7200. So I thought I'd kind of show you what I'm running, show you my battery system. It's being charged as needed by my Jackery because it does have a 120 volt charging system for it, but it's a 12 volt battery by ONO. So I thought I'd show you that, talk you through my 7200 real quick and show you what it looks like in case you're not familiar. And yeah, stay with me, guys. We're just out here having a good time today. All right, so here's my ICOM 7200. And got some traffic on there right now. Guys in New Mexico calling QSOs out of New Mexico for Route 66 on the air, I think is what it is. And I'm running this radio off of a Bio-NO battery. They just got in one of these Pathfinder pouches. Got Anderson power pole connectors on it. I've got a watt meter here, amps, watts, going in, coming out, what's left over, things like that. I could plug into that. The front of this pouch, I've got my charging cables, things like that I can run into my Jackery that's sitting right over there on the side. I haven't charged it up yet today, so I've been running all day on that battery, listening for an hour, taking an hour break, things like that. I've got a small antenna tuner right here off Amazon that I keep in this pouch, and it works really well. This radio here is pretty good size. It's a good base unit. It's also decent for mobile stuff, and it fits in a backpack pretty well. I'm going to a smaller ICOM 705. It's going to be en route here in a few days, but right now, this radio is doing me pretty well.
Are there any other five stations?
Whiskey 5, Alpha, Zulu, Oscar.
The tank station ending in Tango, please hold the Whiskey 5, Alpha, Zulu, Oscar station.
Roger, Roger, you are 5-5, Texas 5-5.
Thanks for Delaware, 73. 5-9, you're 5-9 into the parks today.
I just talked to this guy a minute ago. Parks on the air out of California.
Golf, November Hotel, QRZ.
Gave me a 5 over 9.
Kilo 0 station.
Kilo 0, Victor, Alpha, X-ray.
Kilo 0, Victor, Alpha, X-ray.
Guys, evidently at the junction of 3 parks
4566, 4576, and 4579.
out in California somewhere.
I have you 5-9 into Denver, Colorado. Thanks for the activations on the late shift. 73 to you. Good luck.
He had a master's license, I believe, at one time, and he used to sail the high seas. He's pretty knowledgeable, and he's from Ohio, as a matter of fact. He was born and raised in Ohio.
Well, I appreciate your time tonight, brother, and I won't take up too much of it. You coming in 5 by 9 here in Southeast Ohio, like I said. Great signal coming across here tonight. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate what you're doing on the net here, and I will definitely check you guys out on the internet. Kilo Echo 8 Sierra Papa Sierra, standing by.
Very good, Dave. Well, let's see if anybody else wants to welcome you to the world of amateur radio as well as to the spiderweb net.
Well, just crawled into the old rooftop tent for the night. Checking on a few more messages and clearing off all my emails. Get ready to hit the rack. Wake up to a beautiful sunrise. Well, pretty good night last night. I wanted to show you guys this one thing, man. I have this small fan right here. Just white noise. A little bit cool on a hot night, but it's USB charged fan. Turned that thing on last night at 10 o'clock, 10:30 when I hit the rack. 10 after 7 now. So that thing's been running all night long. For what, 9 hours that thing's been running? And it's still going. And it's on medium. It's got 3 settings, low, medium, high. It's on medium. So it's been running on medium speed all through the night. That's pretty good. You know, for a small comfort item like that, doesn't take up a lot of room. That can, you know, like I said, cool you down on a hot night. Give you a little white noise. Pretty nice. So I thought I'd share that with you. It's Free Tree, something like that's the name of it. Just came off Amazon. But anyway, I wanted to show you that this morning as we were getting up here. I was hoping for a sunrise, but I haven't seen it yet. Looks a little bit cloudy. We'll see. Stay with me. I don't think we're going to get that sunrise this morning. Looks like there's a big cloud bank right in the way of it all. So, it is what it is. Well, there's that sunrise I was hoping for this morning. Peeking up above the clouds there. Beautiful, beautiful morning today. So I'm going to make some coffee this morning and use the Cook Partner stove to do that. I've got it all hooked up here. Rocking and rolling. Go over and get us some water and we'll be ready to go. I'm going to show you how to make Pathfinder coffee. Stay with me. Right, step 1, death wish. Let that froth up just a little bit, and then we'll turn it off. All right. Now we'll just let it steep for a few minutes. Be ready to go to the next step. All right. Step 2. Pour a half a cup. Cut it with Monster Java. That's Pathfinder coffee. So real quick, I want to show you, I think you can see that orange throw line right there. It's just a piece of arborist line. And I threw it with a sandbag over the top of that limb up that black walnut, about 25, 30 feet in the air. And then I pulled the end of this MCOM antenna down there, and it's running down. You can see it right here. It's running down on a slope to the matchbox right here, which is put on just a piece of plastic electric fence post. And then I've ran the radial, or the counterpoise, I guess is a better word for this one, on the ground directly underneath it, out as far as it would go. And it's about a 17 foot radial. I think this is about a 70-ish foot antenna line. This is a pretty versatile pack antenna. Packs up really small, I'll show you that later, and definitely propagates well. We talked to lots of people last night on 20 meters with this antenna.
We're pretty low this morning, so hopefully they'll get a full charge today. They haven't had a full charge in 3 days, so a little worrisome there. Well, by golly, so looked like you had boomers yesterday afternoon over.
I gotta tell you, these green elephant poles right here came off Amazon, and they are probably the most versatile thing I've got in this camp box. in this deck system because I can use them for any of the tarps that I've got. They give me something I can support an antenna on if I need to, but they also just, I use them for so many things, and they've got these bumpers on them that come off, so you can stick this through a tarp grommet. But also, if you're trying to support a tarp, it's got a rubber bumper on it so it doesn't tear up your tarp. And they just twist lock into place. I keep 2 sets of them in here all the time, right here at the bottom of everything, because I use them just about every time I set up a camp in here. Everything's a little on the wet side this morning from the dew. Partner stove just sits down in there almost perfect in this box. A lot of guys have asked me about this table, this tire table. It just came off Amazon. It was right at $100, maybe 120 bucks. And it's pretty good. The only issue I have with it is I've got 35s on this Jeep, and if you push down on one side, you see how it's popped up like that? You really have to be careful to keep the thing centered and keep your weight from leaning on one side of it, because if you do that, you're gonna have a problem. But it is a pretty solid table. It does work really, really well. I do like it. And it takes down and sets up really easy. Basically, you just lift this leg up to the top, fold it up inside. It's got a tab inside there you push in, and that snaps it in place. You lift the table off the top. You take both of these legs, just pop out of here, and they snap in here so they lay flat. It's really a simple system. And then you have 2 tightening screws here to adjust that tire for the width of your tire. You just tighten that down when you're done. And that's all she wrote. Ready to pack that dude up.